Hello, hello. Those of you on the outside, come on in. Welcome to Uplift with Amy. If you were here yesterday, I kind of got cut off abruptly, but I'm back. TikTok and I had a little bit of a disagreement, and sometimes that happens. But I was just teaching on how to find good hashtags in TikTok, and that's something I do on my channel and in my community. I help digital product sellers. I help people that have been struggling. I help people that aren't struggling, but just need a little bit of maybe a pivot in their content, because honestly, why we're all here is because we're trying to make money online, right? And we all bought into these programs and they're all really great. They're all in high demand. But let's face it, most of us, we kind of get stuck spinning our wheels, right? If that's you, come on in. Let me know where you're from. I'm Amy. Welcome. You can come and just say where you're from. You're welcome to do that. Today, we're just going to go over a little bit of what I did yesterday before I got cut off. Hi, Winks. Thank you for coming in. We're going to go over stuff that I didn't get to cover yesterday because, like I said, I was kind of abruptly cut off because TikTok and I didn't agree for some reason. I think I was saying too many words that they were triggered by. However, I was totally teaching just how to find hashtags in the TikTok app, which is so interesting. Anyway, I appealed it. Everything's fine. I'm back on board. TikTok has bots, right? And I think they listen for certain keywords. And if it seems kind of scammy, that's something we definitely don't want to be doing here on TikTok. So that's something else I do, is I help you learn how to sell your products in a way that is authentic and with integrity. And so we don't sound scammy, and that we actually do true attraction marketing. Beauty, hi, I'm back, honey. And the six figure, how are you? Nice to see you. Thanks for coming back in, you guys. Yeah, I'm back. Yesterday, I was just saying how TikTok and I didn't agree, but I was quickly appealed, and I was back in no problem in about a half an hour. But I figured I'll just come back on today. Hey there, life, Sergio. Hi, Sergio. How's that? I'll just go with that. Sergio, nice to see you. Thanks for coming in. Hi, beauty. So yesterday, we were kind of going over pretty much why people are struggling with not able to sell their products. Why are you here in this space? And then, we all get in because we're excited. We're like, I want to make 10K months, right? And we end up buying the programs. And again, the programs are great. There's a lot of digital marketing programs. So if you're on the outside right now and you want to jump in, come on in. The water's fine. I don't bite. And you can listen to pretty much why our digital products aren't selling. And that's what I do, because like I said, people buy these programs because we're like, oh, we're so excited. It's going to be such an easy side hustle and we're going to be able to make so much money. And then we get in the program and we struggle, right? If that's you, put a 1 in the comments. If that's you, put a 1. If you are somebody who bought a program, I don't care which one you bought. Hi, Amber. Thanks, honey. Thank you so much. If you bought a program, I don't care which one you have. Just let me know in the comments, or just tell me if you're struggling with it. And don't be embarrassed, because 95% of you out there are also struggling, okay? It's a very small percentage of people who do very well in this space. Most of us tend to rock and roll a little bit slower, but that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm here to help you and guide you and give you a little encouragement and give you some foundational marketing strategies. And that's what I teach in my Rise and Thrive community, okay? There is space for you all to be successful. It just probably takes a minute. It takes a little bit more time, okay? Thank you, Beauty. I appreciate the participation. I have SWC, and I think I want to show my journey with it. Awesome. Okay, that's perfect. I want to share my journey. That's exactly what you should do. In fact, even if you're, I know sometimes people like to jump through a lot of different programs. I would say stick to one. One until you've really mastered that one, or after 90 days. I feel like that's kind of a good breaking point. What is that, 3 months? If you find after 90 days that you're just like, oh, this one I don't resonate with anymore, or it's just not feeling good, or I'm not able to sell it, yeah, okay, you could look at other ones. But what I see is people end up the bright, shiny object, right? They buy all of them. They they get all the subscriptions, right? And they have like 5, 6 different things they're promoting. I think multiple streams of income is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you're confusing your audience, it can hinder your sales. That's why I'm like, get really good at selling one and then offer others, or make sure when you're promoting that you're sticking to one thing for a little while, maybe in the content. And then in your lives, you could maybe jump around a little bit, just like, hey, I've got different things, and take a little commercial break for each one. That would be okay. Hey, Emrich, how are you? Nice to see you. I'm still working through it, so maybe people can do it with me as they learn. Yeah, exactly. That's the right message. Absolutely, Amber, because that's what I teach, right? Amber's in our Rise and Thrive. is the message is, listen, come join me, like join me on my journey, not buy my products, because people don't want to be sold to on TikTok. And that's what tends to happen when we get in this space, is we're just like so excited. We're like, I'm so excited, I just want to promote. And so we're out there and we're promoting, but then we end up becoming a little too salesy. And, it ends up about being the product. And then we're kind of like, why am I not making sales? Right? Are you guys with me on that? Hey, is it Moed? M-O-H-D. Moed. I think I'm saying that wrong, but thank you for coming in. And Minix, Al, and I've got my AI. I see the AI that tells me what's going on. And I think it says Al, and I think it's like somebody named Al. It's so funny. If you guys have gone live, you know that there's TikTok now has like an AI helper. It's kind of funny. It just tells you what the live is about. Beauty, thank you so much for liking the live. Definitely share out this live, guys. And if you don't know me, I'm Amy. Welcome to Uplift with Amy. I did create the Rise and Thrive community on School. I've been in this space for over a year. I did very well last year. And now what I do this year is I share my strategies. And I do have some programs that I promote, but mostly I just share my Rise and Thrive community, because I really want to help people understand that there's more to this space than just promotion. And if you can really tap into what we call true attraction marketing, and I know you think you're doing it, but you're probably not. And I'm going to give you an example of what you're probably doing, okay, in a second. But my husband, Tom the mod, is on, and he is my moderator. So you're more than welcome to ask a question. He might pen it for me, or if I miss it, I'll come back to it, okay? So definitely thank you so much. Solomon, how are you? Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. And Soma, what's up? So if you guys were here yesterday, I did get kind of cut off quickly, but then I'm back. I'm back today because we're going to go over a lot of just I'd say there's like 10 big questions that a lot of struggling digital marketers have. And I'm just going to go through them and answer them. And number one question is, why am I not getting any sales, even though I'm posting every day? Is that a good question to ask? Do you guys have that question? Let me know in the comments. Put a 1 if that's one of your biggest struggles. If it isn't, we can get to another question, or ask me a question below because I can answer it. But we're going to get into that one first. So put a 1 in the comments. If you are someone who's posting every single day, you're a digital product seller or content creator, and you're promoting something and you're like, why am I not getting sales? I'm showing up, I'm doing the content. Where's the results I was promised, right? Hey, Kelsey, I'm back. Yeah, sorry. Yesterday, TikTok and I had a little disagreement, but I appealed and everything's fine. I'm back on today. So yeah, it's sometimes TikTok's funny with the bots. It's like if you say too many trigger words, even though I was just teaching hashtags like in the app, I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. So they shut down my live, but then I appealed it and I was back, but I was busy then, so I couldn't go back on. But I'm back today. So number one, and we covered this a little yesterday, is, yeah, I'm glad I'm back too, Kelsey. It's so silly, honestly. Like, I'm like one of the most compliant people here. So don't get frustrated, guys. It happens to the best of us. It happens to me. Like, TikTok's funny. Like I said, it does use bots, but oftentimes if stuff is whatever, flagged, just appeal it, and generally most of the time it's fine, okay? And then it worked in like 20 minutes. So number one big question is, why am I not getting sales? So I honestly say probably you're still doing sales marketing, and that's what I want you guys to move away from. And sales marketing is something like this, okay? And we all do it, and I'm guilty of it too. Hey, you want to quit your 9-to-5? You start your content like that. Or listen, how would it feel to make X amount of dollars? And I usually say 900 because that's the one they always use. How would it feel to make $900 a day? Again, all the programs are great, okay? But we have to market them in a way that's not salesy, because what happens with the salesy content, it ends up being kind of, again, scammy sounding, and also TikTok doesn't like that. They don't want you to be promotional. Then you're all like a commercial. Unless you're paying for ads, that's fine. But generally, we all kind of end up sounding the same too, right? We're all kind of promoting these programs and we all end up sounding the same. And then we're not really original. And so what happens is TikTok kind of pushes us to the side and we're like, unoriginal content. So we have to be more crafty in our delivery. And usually what we do with that is we do value-driven content. That's how you fix it. So what does value-driven content look like? Well, you never start with a pitch. You start with helping and serving your audience first. And that might look like, helping people with hashtags like I was doing yesterday. Hey, Ma Wild, or Ma Lid, how are you? Nice to see you. Bobby, what's up? Thank you guys for coming in. I appreciate it. If you don't know me, I'm Amy. Welcome in. We're going over why our digital products aren't selling. So if that's something that resonates with you, stick with me and share out this live, at least to 5 people, because this is the kind of thing that you're going to want to hear, and probably your audience too, because your audience is probably also struggling selling their products. Okay, so when we do value-driven content, we do want to start with something that's going to be serving our audience. That's really what works best in attraction marketing. So I honestly, how I started doing really well last year and how I started building traction here on TikTok was I would do TikTok tips. And I know it sounds kind of interesting because people are like, but that's not the program. And I know it wasn't, but it started helping me stand out from everybody else that was selling the same program, right? So I was, not every day, but like once a week, I would do a TikTok tip, like how to find a hashtag or a trending sound or anything that I had learned so far from being in this space. As a beginner, you do know some things, and share that. Because why? Because your audience is a brand new beginner, most likely too, and they don't know anything about TikTok yet. So you can't assume that what you think is easy that some other people know, because they don't. They have no idea. They'll be like, oh my God, I didn't know how to add a sticker, or I didn't know that you could add the plus sign and add more clips to my video, or whatever that might be, right? So think of the beginner, the brand new, fresh person. How can you help them in your content? Okay, so you might lead with something like that, not always, but like once or twice a week, so that like 50% of your content is value driven. Okay, and then if you want, you can kind of bleed in or lead into like, by the way, I've been making money online with this program. It's like, it's that kind of marketing. It doesn't just show up with pitches every single time, because that's going to be very salesy. Okay, thank you guys for sharing out the live. Thank you, Beauty, you're so sweet, honey. And Anya, how are you? Nice to see you back. I've got my coffee. If you guys have coffee, go grab it, or a tea, also very good. That's my thing. It's my forte. So we're going over, I would say, like the top 10 reasons why your digital products aren't selling, okay, and how to fix it. And this whole live today, I'm going to go over these really big, like why my products aren't selling, how to get better engagement, how to get more engagement on your lives. I know these are kind of questions that people always ask me. So we're going to go over a bunch of stuff today, okay? Thank you guys for coming in. I really appreciate it. So number 2, that's another question to ask yourself. Are you reaching your target market? Okay, because a lot of times people, they don't really understand what that means. Okay, so your target market really is just you, right? And so I say this and I repeat it, and I don't mind, because some of you are on the outside. Hi, come on in. But your target market is just somebody just like you, same passion, same interest, same age, plus or minus 10 years. Same kind of faith, same kind of job background, whatever it is that makes you you, that's who your target market is. So a lot of times we end up just focusing only on our target market, which is fine, but sometimes I feel like we need to broaden a little bit. So if you're finding that you're not making sales because you're really niche down and you're just targeting only like the retired, healthcare worker that lives in California, like very targeted, there's nothing wrong with that. That's really good. But what I would say is kind of broaden it out a little bit, so that more like 70% of your content is more of just like adults who want to make money online. Okay. And then that other 30% could be more really niche, targeted down. And that's just a suggestion. I know it might be controversial. It's just, I find that people, if we get too niche down, it's sometimes hard to reach that audience. So again, it might be opposite of what people say, but I say still have a niche or target down on some of it, but also keep some of it broad, because what's going to happen is maybe you're attracting, the guy, right? The family guy or something, and you're a woman, and what are you going to be like? And he's like, I really been watching your content. I like what you're selling or what you're promoting. Are you going to be like, sorry, I can't sell it to you because you're not in my target market? No. So that's why I'm saying a little bit of a broader target is okay. A little broader in that niche. Okay. Did that make sense, guys? Definitely ask questions if you guys have any questions. And every time you comment on my live, it helps your algorithm. Okay. It really does. So every time you engage with other people's videos, okay, that's another thing that can help you with your sales. I don't think you need to engage from the bottom up so much, although it helps, but there's no rule to the game. But it does help when you are participating. Thank you, Beauty. I got roses from Beauty. They're so sweet. When you're participating in TikTok, it shows the algorithm that you're a part of the community. So engaging on other people, even in your niche, that's fine. Other videos, definitely watch them all the way through and comment. And also when you comment and give gifts here in a live, it helps your algorithm. So it helps me and it helps you. It's a win-win. Okay. So if you're finding that you're not seeing sales, start participating a little bit more, because now TikTok's going to see, oh, this is what you're into. And it's going to push out your videos to that same type of audience. Okay. So you're going to be landing more eyeballs on your videos. Okay. Hey, Marcia, nice to see you. Thanks for coming in. We're going over how to sell our digital products better, and a lot of us are struggling. So these are going over the top 10 things that I think most people in this space are dealing with, okay? So one is you're probably doing a lot of sales marketing and you're not doing enough attraction marketing. I have an entire attraction marketing masterclass that I taught in my Rise and Thrive community, and I will show you guys how to get to it if you'd like to join it. It is $20 a month, but you can have it free for 1 week. A 1 week free trial, watch all the masterclasses you want. I think there's like 6 or 7 in there. Download all the PDFs, download the how to train your AI, whatever you want for a week. Right? I think you'll want to stay in though, because every week we're doing a masterclass. Every Wednesday night we have live trainings, we have guest speakers, we have different professors in there. It's a space for digital marketers. It's a space for entrepreneurs, creators who just want to get better at making content and making content that connects and converts, so that we're not just spinning our wheels like I did last year for a year. Well, not for a year, but like 6 months. I really spun my wheels, guys, last year until I found my mentor. I bought the $900 program and I could not make a sale for the life of me. I had 1 or 2 little ones, but until I understood what really attraction marketing is, that's when I started making sales, because I started serving my audience. I started giving them help and guidance, and they saw me as a resource. And I was not the expert at all. I started in, March last year. And then over the summer, I really learned the skills. Okay. But the skills were, again, how do I serve? And that's what my mentor taught me. And once I learned that, then by September, I'd learned, it took 2-3 months to really get good at it. And then the sales started coming in like consistently over and over and over again. Because again, I stood out than everybody else. And this is what I teach in Rise and Thrive. Okay, so hang out today. Definitely keep sharing out this live if you're finding this useful. Okay, so we went over a couple things. Definitely making sure you understand your target market, your niche, right? Make sure you're switching to more of attraction marketing. We can go more into that if you have questions. And then 3, this is another one. We're going over the top 10. Is your content optimized? Right? Do you guys know what optimized means? Hi there, Lane. Hi, how are you? Nice to see you. If you guys know what it means to be optimized, let me know in the comments. Say yes or no. And it's okay. You probably do, and maybe you don't, and that's fine. A lot of us are new. I didn't know what that meant. So when you were serving, how did you end up making sales? Okay, so when I was just starting to stand out. So I started building more traction. So my views started getting more. I started getting more engagement, like I said, because I was doing more kind of TikTok tips, and I would give digital marketing kind of help. Okay, whatever I learned in my program, I would share. And so I would do a little tidbit of what I was learning in the program. Okay, like it's kind of like giving a free sample, right? At Costco, you give a little bit of taste, and people found that useful because they're like, oh, okay, she actually gets it. Or, I would share a little bit more of my journey, and I would share the ups and downs. Like I wouldn't just share the wins, like, oh man, I really messed up today, So that made me very relatable, and people like that. So then over time, and it wasn't overnight, okay, it took me like 6, 7, 8 months before I really started seeing consistent sales. And then at the end of last year, it was just insane. Like I did really, really well. Unfortunately, the program that I sold flopped. It was an amazing program, but it just, sometimes businesses don't make it, guys. But all that information was in that program was what made it for me. And so now what I do is I take that information and I teach it in the Rise and Thrive, because that's really what changed the game for me. Okay. So yeah, giving more value. And then I would just kind of like, by the way, I've been making money online with this simple program, So people saw me as that resource. They saw me very relatable. I didn't just create content to post content. I wasn't posting and praying, 3 times a day. Oh, I hope you go viral. I had strategy. I was optimized for search. So all of my videos had SEO, search engine optimization. Yeah, beauty. There's more to it, but definitely check out. I think you're definitely in the community. The attraction marketing masterclass really goes over a lot of how to fix that. Okay, so we can go more into it. But when I really learned how to properly optimize, like, is my content effective? Is my content efficient? Am I landing on the For You page? Right? I wasn't. And people were falling off after like 5 seconds. I'd look at my data and like, I just wasn't getting any traction. But when I used proper SEO, meaning my videos had proper hashtags, I didn't just throw in 20 different ones. They had a strategy behind them. I used proper keywords. I used things that people were actually searching for on TikTok. This is all, again, in my SEO masterclass, which is free, by the way. You can grab it in my Stan store. I don't mind. You can go grab it. I'll tell you how to get it. But once I started doing that also, now my video was searchable, okay? So maybe you don't know this, but some of you guys do. TikTok is a search. Thank you for the follow. And hey, Amy, I appreciate that. Great name. Once you understand that TikTok is a search engine, okay? It's just like Google. People come in and they search for things. They're typing in, they're like, how do I make money online? Or whatever it is they're looking for, okay? So they're here to find value and they're here to find entertainment mostly, and sometimes breaking news. So if you're not dancing around and singing, you do need to offer some kind of value, but you want to make sure your videos are able to be found by the algorithm. So there's a way to do that. And that's what I teach also in my SEO masterclass, because it's like, what is my audience searching for, right? Some of you guys use Google, some of you guys use ChatGPT. Those are all fine, but I honestly just use TikTok, and I can show you guys how to do that. Do you guys want me to show you what the keywords that come out of my mouth? I do something called embedding the keywords, and some of you guys do this and some of you don't. And I still think you should, because why it's important, especially if you're new, you don't have traction yet. Okay, so I would make it very, very easy for the algorithm to understand what I'm talking about. So let me find one. I sometimes black them out, but do you guys see how there's words here? That's called embedding the keywords. In fact, let's see if I can find one on my photos, because I do try to show you guys in an easy way. Okay, yeah, like down here. This is called embedding the keywords. I do this not for my audience, it's for the algorithm, okay? It's so the algorithm knows exactly what my video is about. And yeah, it's a little bit of keyword stuffing, I guess, but I put it in there, and that way I know I'm going to be getting indexed by the TikTok algorithm, so that I know it knows what I'm talking about. Okay, so those things I do, and I can show you guys how to do that. But when I have my keywords on the screen and they're coming out of my mouth on camera, I'm most likely to get indexed. This is called indexing. When you look up at the top of your video, and it wouldn't be the maybe brand new video, you got to give it a couple days. Maybe it's indexed right away, but generally it takes a couple days because it takes time for the data to propagate. Okay, but if I have my keywords on the screen, I'm saying my keywords, I've got like an on-screen kind of hook. You know what that looks like? An on-screen hook, guys, is going to be something that your audience is going to read. And it could be coming out of your mouth. It could be exactly the same. But when I have an on-screen hook, I've got my keywords, I'm generally going to be indexed or categorized by the TikTok algorithm. So this is important. A lot of people don't teach this. A lot of programs don't teach this. I do. Because why? Because again, TikTok is a search engine and you want to be found. You want your audience to find you. So if they're typing in how to make money online or digital marketing for beginners, when I'm indexed, I'm more likely to land on the For You page over my competitor. Okay? Because nobody else is teaching this. They're just teaching, just throw in like 20 different hashtags, doesn't matter, hashtag quit your 9 to 5, hashtag financial freedom, hashtag passive income, hashtag dog mom, like they're all over the place. They're not strategically in alignment. They're not synonymous to one searchable topic. And so that's why your videos often end up like this, okay? I'm going to go back to showing you this. they end up with something like this at the top: find related content. There's nothing wrong with that though, okay? It happens. Like over time, the indexing does go away. But if you were never indexed and it just says find related content continuously on all your videos, that's a problem. That means TikTok is not indexing you. It doesn't really know what you're talking about because you're probably a little bit confusing the algorithm. You're saying too many different things, okay? Being indexed does not mean you're going to get sales, okay? Being indexed does not mean you're always going to get out of 200 view jail, but it helps you get on the right track. It helps the algorithm know what your content is about. It helps your audience know what your content is about. It just is one of those things, again, that a little bit of a spoke in the wheel, so to speak, to help you understand the algorithm, how to get seen more, how to get the right eyeballs on your page, again, and all of that leads to consistent income or potential sales. Okay, so that's why I teach it, because it is very important and most people don't. If you guys want, do you guys want me to show you how to get to the masterclass? It's totally free. I teach you a masterclass, or I taught a masterclass on SEO, which is that search engine optimization. And I'm just gonna pull it up so you guys can see what it looks like. You guys tell me in the comments, do you guys want me to show you? Hi Liliana, how are you? Nice to see you. And teeny menu. Teeny menu. I think our tiny menu. I don't know. I might be saying that wrong. Thank you so much for coming in. Hey Jess, Tess, excuse me. I can't read today. If you guys want me to show you how to get to the masterclass, I can show you. It is in my Stan store, and you can click on the link in my bio. Okay, but let me just show you what it looks like. Okay, I do teach it's a recorded video, but it's got a ton of slides, what it's about, what is SEO, how does it work? Like I give you guys a really nice breakdown with data. I know, kind of dry, I get it, but it's important that you know how to do it. Okay, so how do you get to my free masterclass on SEO? You go to the link at the top of my TikTok, okay, and it's going to take you to my Stan store. And that Stan store is just a place to host your digital products, right? You're going to see me, Uplift with Amy, right there. And here you can join the Rise and Thrive community where I teach every single week, okay? Or you can go down to free resources, scroll down, and there it is right there. That masterclass that I just showed you is all here. So you guys can go grab that. It's totally free. I teach you exactly how to get your video categorized or indexed by the TikTok algorithm so that you are landing more likely on the For You page. I show you how to do the keywords down at the bottom. I know I'm just there's comments over it, but how to embed those keywords, how to make a cover, like all the basics that you really need when you're promoting here on TikTok, okay? Especially if you're selling digital products, you really need to understand search engine optimization, okay? And I'm not gonna go into it crazy because I have the free masterclass there for you, but it really is, it involves proper hashtags, keywords, titles and text, having your auto captions on, the little text, like little description before you post, all very important that is in alignment with one searchable topic, okay? Because if we say all these different things, I always say TikTok's kind of like a 3-year-old child. If it's not really basic and broken down and simple and easy for the algorithm to understand, it ends up, like I said, just kind of like pushing you to the side. And so it's common for us to kind of stay in 200 views, not land on the For You page, or not for very long. So then we don't get many eyeballs on that video, which leads to less potential sales. Okay, that's why SEO is important. Okay, hi Jim, nice to see you. Thanks for coming in. So, okay, let's keep going over, unless you guys have any questions on that. Any questions on SEO? I know there's a lot to it. That's why I'm like, go grab the masterclass. Okay, it's there for you guys. But I'm more than happy to answer any kind of questions you might have on that at this moment. Hi, Rob, I'm back. Nice to see you. Yeah, I'm back. So we're going over again, really the top 10 things of why your digital products aren't selling. And one of them is you're still doing sales marketing. You think you're doing attraction marketing, but you're probably not. You're leading with income, okay? Anytime you're sharing the income of someone else in your community, or you're sharing your income, it really is a type of sales marketing. I know it's exciting and it seems like really easy content. A lot of people tend to click on those, but it ends up being a lot of hype marketing and not a lot of value. Okay, when we just say, look what I made last night, you know, and you're like, boom, 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 and that's awesome. And it's very flexing. It's flexing for you. It's not serving your audience. It's inspiring. Yes, I could say it's inspiring. But if that's how you lead every single time in your content, that, you know, you're just like, how awesome I am, it doesn't serve your audience in any way, because your audience wants to do well too. So when you can help them become successful as well, then you're going to stand out a lot more. So you have to position yourself somewhat as a authority leader. You don't have to be amazing yet, right? I'm not saying that, but just being like a couple steps ahead of the beginner, someone green, someone fresh. You have an authority a bit, you know what I mean? You have something to share. You have relatability because you're still new yourself, but you're sharing like, listen, this is what I've learned so far. Check it out. People like that, okay? Because if you just come in and you just start posting and promoting, you haven't said your why you're in the space, you haven't shared any of your vulnerabilities, you haven't shared anything about your lifestyle, nobody knows you yet. You know, you're just like, boom, another face that's promoting a product. You got to get good at promoting yourself. People buy you, not the program. Okay. So when you come into this space, you need to be showing your lifestyle. You need to be showing, you know, what you ate for dinner sometimes. You need to be showing your family, how you work out, maybe your faith, what all those core values, all those things that really make you you that first month. And then I wouldn't even really be selling that first month. I said that before, because people are just getting to know you. And then maybe you can add in a couple little kind of converting type videos towards the end of the month or once a week, but not 3 videos a day that's just promoting. Like, no, but everyone doesn't want to be sold to, guys. They want to get to know you. It's an original content. TikTok's about building relationships over revenue. Okay, we got to think like that. And that's why I have Rise and Thrive, to help you guys understand what real attraction marketing looks like. Okay, so yeah, stop doing sales marketing. We got to get away from the income stuff too. Those are probably not compliant with the FTC either. That's another story. Maybe not reaching your target market. You're definitely not optimizing your videos. You don't understand SEO. You don't know how to land on the For You page, and your data is showing you. Your data is saying, listen, nobody's watching you. You probably don't have the best hooks. We can get into that too. Okay. So another one is your content serving your audience. Exactly what I said. That's part of the attraction marketing, showing your lifestyle. Okay. That's what you want to be doing, especially in the beginning. That's true, Fricky. Thank you. All products are equal to those looking for a solution. Customers need to relate to you. That's right, Rob. All of the digital products are very similar in the sense that they're selling information. That's what you're doing. You're selling information. Some may resonate more with you than others, so you sell the one that you really are passionate about. But when it comes down to actual selling and promoting, it's all the same ball of wax, okay? Everybody does. That's why I'm like, I don't care what program you have. What matters is how you're promoting yourself. Okay, so we don't want to go to that salesy, marketing. Okay, so the next one is, are you looking at your data? This would be number 5, why your programs aren't selling. Are you looking at your data? Do you see it when people are falling off, right? Do you guys want me to show you data? Let me know in the comments. Does your program, put a 1 in the comments, if your program teaches you to look at your analytics? Do they teach you that? Let me know. Put a 1. If they don't, say no. Just write no in the comments, because I have a feeling that most of your programs don't teach you that. And that is so funny. I mean, it's like so critical. I don't understand why you're not looking at your data, because the data doesn't lie. Okay. Yeah, Mop did. I know. The program that I promoted, and Rob had it too. Fantastic program. It's called Mastering Online Profit. I learned everything I needed to learn there. I made a ton of money, and it's because I learned from a mentor who actually really understood attraction marketing and understood how to look at your data and how to read your data, because the data will tell you if you're on the right track. Hi, Tabitha. Nice to see you, honey. So I'm going to show you guys. Let's look at a little bit of data, okay? What does data look? Oh, that's still me. Hang on. Your data, you want to be looking at your videos. I wouldn't say every single video is going to do amazing, okay? That's just how it is. But after you post a video, okay? Again, this indexing does fall away after time, okay? So a lot of the updates now have just changed over. So you may not notice indexing right now, but check back in a week, okay? But down here at the bottom, you go to more data or analytics. It might say something like that, okay? You do want a watch time. Go look at your watch time. If you are looking and you're seeing it's only like 5, excuse me, it's only like 5 seconds, 5 to 6 seconds, guys, that's not good. And I know it happens sometimes, but if overall, thank you, I'm getting donuts, yummy. If overall, let's say you take a sample of like 30 videos and you notice that your average watch time is like 5 or 6 seconds, that's a problem. That means TikTok's not pushing you out because the algorithm loves completion rate. So if they watch longer, that's going to help. But if they actually watch the whole video, that's going to be even better. So keep your videos short. Okay, like I would even say like 10 seconds or less because they're more probable to watch it all the way through, okay? But your watch time, if it's short, like 5 or 6 seconds, that means you need to work on your hooks, okay? And probably your sub hooks. And sub hooks, I know a lot of you guys don't know, but what's a hook? Hi, Monique. Nice to see you. A hook is really, again, what's coming out of your mouth on camera. What's going to stop their scroll, right? And if it's one of those kind of salesy one, like, hey, how would it feel to have money for retirement? Or how would it feel to quit your 9 to 5? Or, those are very salesy kind of pitches. They're very salesy kind of hooks. They really are. Because 1.5 million times it's been done. And that tone of like, hey, how would it feel? Like, it's just, people are scrolling right by. Okay, guys, they've heard it 1 million times. So we have to be crafty in our hook, something that's going to speak to our audience. But the main thing that I really want you guys to understand is you got to hit it fast. Okay. You can't, there's no millennial pause. That one where you're like, hey guys, like it can't be any of that. Like you got to edit that out and it's got to be quick. And like, listen, if you're looking to make money online, I mean, that's not the best one, but I'm just trying to be fast. You got to hit it fast. What are you talking about? Okay, what's the subject? What are you talking about? Who are you talking to? Your target market. Okay, we talked a little bit about that, knowing what that is. And 3, how are you going to help them? That has to be, it's kind of a magic formula that you need to have within the first 10 seconds of your video. 15, I know it's going to take a minute or 15 seconds to say it all. But if we're not really covering all that, our audience is going to scroll on. Okay, so that's important. That's something I teach in the Rise and Thrive. Our hooks need to be crafty. They need to be creative. What are you talking about? Who are you talking to and how are you going to help them? That's a bit of a structure to your hook, right? Then we have something called the sub hook, and that little sub hook could be part of how you're going to help them. Like, listen, hang out for a minute, or tip number 3 is the most important, or whatever it is, you want them to watch a little longer. Why? Because the algorithm is triggered once they watch like 15 seconds of your video. So if you can get past 15-second watch time, that's going to push your video out to more people. Okay, that's why I say look at your data. Your data is going to tell you if you're on the right track. So if your data shows after a month that you're only getting videos, watch time of 5 seconds and people are falling off, you need to work on your hooks and your sub hooks. You want to get people to stay longer. So what are you going to say at that 5-second mark when they fall off? That's something you got to think about. Okay, how can I strategically get them to stay longer? Offer them a free gift, offer them something for free, offer them a Zoom call, something that's going to help you stand out from everybody else. Okay, because what do you want to do there? I often would give like, hey, listen, if you hang out for the next 30 seconds or whatever, 60 seconds, I have something that's going to really help you learn how to start today, or whatever that is. The free PDF, your guide that's going to be attached to your email campaign, whatever that is, you can make a new one every week. Hi, Brittany. Thanks, honey. That's so awesome. You can make something new all the time. You could lead them to something that is going to be useful for them. That's all I'm saying. And sometimes we have to think a little bit outside the box. Thank you. You're so awesome. It really could be as easy as asking your ChatGPT. Use it, guys. It's really awesome. It's a tool. After you've trained it to your target market and what your business is about, which I give you guys prompts in the Rise and Thrive if you need those. Okay. In fact, just email me. I'll give them to you for free if you want. I don't mind. I want you guys to have help here. Okay. So once your GPT is trained, you can ask it like, hey, what's a good little tool that I could help my audience, right? And I even go as far as to say, and I've said this a lot, and I think it's a great example. Brittany has 8 kids. Well, she's awesome. Yay, reach my mom goal. Brittany's in our community and she's got 8 kids, guys. Don't you think Brittany's probably really busy? I think so. So if somebody like Brittany, I'm sure she's targeting other moms with probably a load of kids as well, or just busy moms, right? Something that Brittany could offer, and she may have done this or something, she is really good at this kind of thing. Offer recipes, like easy dinner recipes. It's a digital product. Okay, I know people are like, but Amy, that's not the program. I know, that's the point. You want to stand out as somebody that's going to be useful to your audience. Don't you think somebody like Brittany, who gives out easy, quick recipes for the busy mom, just a quick little digital guide of what her kids like, they're going to buy from her rather than the random Becky down the street, because they're going to remember Brittany. They're going to be like, oh my God, she was so awesome. My kid loved that chicken recipe and we totally made it on time to practice, right? Soccer practice, right, Brittany? That's what I'm talking about. This is the kind of thing that's going to help you set yourself apart. Okay, so you could make a content like once a week. It's not going to mess up your algorithm, okay? You can talk, like, hey guys, if you're a busy mom like me, I've got this great recipe guide, check it out. Boom. And they're going to like that. Okay. Is this making sense? Hey there, Kara. Thank you, honey, for coming in. And another Amy. Oh, I love it. Thank you for coming in. Or was that the same Amy? I'm not sure. I can't remember. You know me so well. Yeah, right. Thank you, Brittany. But it's true. This is how you stand out as a digital product seller. People think I can only promote the program. That's all I can do. It's like, no, start thinking about what your audience needs, like who you are, because exactly that. Your target market is who you are. Perfect, someone just like you, right? With kids. Yeah. Hey, Britt. I know you guys are chatting. So that's something you can do. We're going over again why our digital products aren't selling, how to fix it, and we're kind of on like number 5, I think. Data. Are you looking at your data? We went over that. And like how to add a little more value, how to get them to watch past 5 seconds. Okay. Also, sometimes when we have really low engagement, are you looking at your demographics? Like who's following you? Okay. Because I know what happens, ladies, we get this. It happens to us. Guys, you don't have this problem usually, but we get all the boyfriends, right? You guys know what I'm talking about. We get all these guys following us. They have no desire to buy our digital marketing programs. They're looking for wives overseas, and that's a problem. So it does affect your algorithm. So go through your followers, especially if you have less than 1,000, you can have time to do that. If you've got over 7,000, that's probably too many and it's hard to do. But go through and look and see who's following you. You can block them if they don't look like someone in your target market. Yeah, I'm being a little judgmental. Oh, well, because if they've asked me already, like, hey, how's it going? I'm looking for something, I can tell already that they're not interested. Just block them, because it does kind of narrow down your search, or I would say your target market here on TikTok. It tells the algorithm who you want following you and who you want to follow. Okay, so it does make a difference. So especially if you're new and you're starting to build that traction, blocking people is fine. Okay, so look at your demographics, who's following you, where your video is going to. Do you guys know how to do that? Yeah, it's annoying, I know. Like let's look a little bit. Okay, so after you've posted a video, right? Okay, and you look at your more data, it could say more analytics, but go look at there's the overview, right? Everything here is going to show you, your watch time, whatever. You can also see where your traffic sources are, so that's good. You want to be on the For You page. You can see your search queries down here. This is what people type in that led them to your video. So digital marketing, Uplift with Amy, I always add that as a hashtag. That's in my SEO training, your handle, okay? But when you go over to viewers, that's what you want to look at too. So tab over to viewers, okay? So you're going to see here like who's coming back. So returning viewers are people that are following you already, but non-followers, you do want that. You want a big one here because that means that's organic. I'm reaching an organic reach right there, right? Look at your demographic or gender. So I'm female. I would prefer most females watching me. Why? Because they're my target market. You want to look at the age. Okay, make sure it's I'm almost 50, so this is perfect. Mostly 45 to 54-year-olds are watching that video. Locations, this is what I want to show you. I am in Canada, and I have a lot of my South African friends, they watch me. But look, I've got a lot of Nigeria too. Again, nothing wrong with that, but I do tend to get a lot of Nigerian men who want to marry me, and I'm already married. So I need to work on that a little bit. But check out where your locations are, your demographics, okay? That's important because that is going to help with your algorithm a little bit. All right. So hopefully you guys understood that. It happens to guys as well. Okay, good, Rob. Do you have a lot of girlfriends? Do you have a lot of girlfriends, Rob, that are like, hey, baby? Yeah, I know. But especially when you're new and you don't have that traction, you want to be looking at your data. Like, where are they coming from? You know, because if it is just constantly your data or your videos, you're telling TikTok, like, okay, it's fine if it goes to all African countries and you're not even in Africa. Like, that's going to affect your demographics. It's going to help affect your views and all of that. Okay, too many block. Yeah, I tell Tom, I know. All right, so we're going over, thank you guys for the participation. I love it. And thank you. It really does help your algorithm too when you participate in other people's lives. So comment, you make questions, whatever you need, and stop me if you have a question for sure. Okay, so definitely look at your data, block people, that's fine. We're going over kind of the top 10 things why your digital products aren't selling and how to fix them. So we went over, you got to stop selling to people. You got to start learning real attraction marketing, you know, understanding how to block people, how to optimize your content, how to reach your target market. The other thing, number 6, do you have a strategy, or are you just kind of posting and praying, right? A lot of us are taught, just post 3 times a day and you're going to do great. It just takes time. Guys, if you are noticing that after 4 months, okay, that was me, you posted 3 times a day and you're exhausted and you're still not getting engagement, you're not getting any leads, you're not getting any sales, that's a problem, okay? It's not a time thing. It does take time, but after 4 months, if you're not getting any of that, you need to reevaluate your strategy. So that's why I say, do you have a strategy? Because posting and praying is not what's going to be sustainable. You are going to burn out and you're going to be like, I hate digital marketing, it sucks, I'm out. Right? That's me. Yeah. Face, I know. Your logo cover your face. Oh, does it a little bit? Here, I'll move it up. Okay, thank you. Oh, I just moved it again. Thanks for letting me know. Is that better? Yeah, sometimes that happens. How do you change the demographics? Okay, this is what I would do, okay? If you find that a lot of your followers are not people from your country, again, it is a global reach, it's fine. But if you find that it's just, too much and they're not gonna buy from you, the boyfriends, I would block them, but I would also make sure that in my location settings, okay? Do you guys know how to do that? Let's just do one really quickly, okay? Before you post, okay, let's go to a video that I haven't posted. I'm not going to, but this is for the sake of example, okay? Before you post, you see here how you have location? I don't know if all of you have that. Maybe you don't. Depends on what country you're in. But generally, you can change your location here. And you can test this out. I can't say for sure if this is going to help you. However, I have heard before that if you put in like North America, especially if you are in North America, keep it to where you are. That's going to be helpful. But if you're in South Africa and you find you want to reach maybe the North American audience, try to change your location to North America. You can just type it in. Okay, again, I can't guarantee, but I have heard that helps. Okay, so that's going to help. Okay, the other thing that's going to help is say where you're from in your video. Like, listen, I'm Amy, I'm from Canada. Or listen, hey, Canadians out there. Put it in your hashtags if it's a trending hashtag, something like digital marketing, or in the keywords, things coming out of your mouth on camera. You can say your location. That's going to help a little bit too. Put your flag, like the American flag or Canadian flag, in your content. Hey, I'm Amy, and just have a little sticker. That's going to help. Anything like that is going to show the algorithm, where you want to be, where you want to reach, and it's going to try to stick to that. Is it fail safe? No, but it is a suggestion. Okay. I'm from South Africa and I do the locations, but it doesn't really work out all that well for me. Okay, well, thank you for sharing. Is that Ishri? Ishri, I appreciate that. That's what I'm saying. I think it works sometimes, but that's what I'm like, it's not as fail safe. It might help, so try it out. Okay, but demographics wise, you want to be pretty much, TikTok's really going to pick up where you are. So it really does pick up mostly the general area of where you're located. That's first where it's going to pick up. Okay, but that's what I'm saying. If you've been posting and you've noticed they've gone viral, like over in Africa too much, and then TikTok's going to think, okay, she loves Nigeria and that's where her videos are going and that's where all the boyfriends are and they don't want to buy, they just want to marry me. So I have to be careful too. I have to block people sometimes. And that's just because I know they're not going to buy from me. Okay. Any other questions on that? Hey, Gerald, how are you? I've been thinking about you today. Sending you some love and prayers for you, honey. Okay. Okay, do you have a strategy? We talked about that. You got to have a strategy, guys. And this is something I talk about in Rise and Thrive, right? It's not just posting and praying. It's having, what am I talking about? Who am I talking to? How am I going to help them? Is my content optimized for search? Do I have proper keywords, hashtags? I mean, there's a strategy here. It's not just get up and go. Yes, it works for some of those six-figure earners, okay? They've got tons of viewers. They've got tons of traction. So it's going to work for them. They can pick up the camera and be like, hey guys, it's Wednesday, and they're fine. But you don't have that traction yet. So you have to start really building off those foundational marketing strategies. And that's what I teach in Rise and Thrive. Okay. What about when you go live? Okay. When you go live, going live, that's up to TikTok. I think they're going to just promote you everywhere. But I think keeping it, again, maybe saying it more in your video, when you fill out the settings, when you maybe put in the country there, hey Canadians, or hey Americans, North Americans, that might help. That it is kind of it is global though. So it's not always going to do that. Okay. Hey Jane, nice to see you. Thank you guys for coming in. So we're going over really top 10 reasons why our digital products aren't selling and how to fix it. If you don't know me, I'm Amy. I've been in the space for over a year. And last year I did very, very well, but I spun my wheels for like 6 months until I found my mentor. And my mentor is somebody who really taught me true attraction marketing. And this is what I do in my content, and this is what I do in my lives. And I help you guys understand how to do that too, so that you can actually start making content that converts. Because otherwise we're just spinning our wheels and we didn't sign up for that, right? I keep getting somebody wanting to join my live, but that's not what we want. Okay, so looking at your data, looking at your demographics, when are they falling off? All very important. Watch time, okay? We want to look at that kind of stuff. Do you have structure to your video? Okay, don't show for 10 minutes. Okay, somebody's really wanting me to co-host with them. Sorry, guys. All right. Yeah, structure to your video. What are you talking about? Who are you talking to? How are you going to help them? That's something I teach in my Rise and Thrive community and my master classes. If you guys want to check it out, you can join for 7 days for free and grab everything you need. Okay, it's definitely there for you all. Again, pain points. This is, I would say, number 8. Are you speaking to the pain points? Yeah. Does your content build that trust, right? Do you have CTAs that are driving to action? Because a lot of times we don't even have CTAs. We're just kind of like, follow for more, which is great. We want that in the beginning. But if you are at that point where you're ready to promote, like we want to get people to comment on our videos. We want them to engage, all very important. If we just go click the link in our bio, like you've missed out opportunity, one, for the algorithm to see that you have engagement. So we want to tell people what to write. Tell them, hey, comment your biggest struggle, or what's your favorite thing to do when you're not doing digital marketing? Something that's going to get them to engage with you, because that's going to help trigger the algorithm. So those are things that I cover too, is in one of my master classes was hooks and CTAs. Very, very important. Okay. But again, the subhook, how are you going to get people to watch longer? All this is going to help your audience. Okay. And it's help your videos, because we want you to stand out more, right? Number 9, delivery. Please give the watch times again. Happy Friday. Hey, Matt, how's oh gosh, was it New Hampshire or Massachusetts? I can't remember where you went. Matt's visiting his family. Test the watch times. Okay, you're talking about how long for, okay, I wouldn't say it's a total rule of thumb. However, the longer people watch your video, definitely more than 5 seconds. I say at least, and this is Amy wisdom, at least 15 to 20 seconds is going to trigger the algorithm to push out your video more to the more people. So you want to get them to stick around for at least 15 to 20 seconds. Okay. If you can get them to watch the whole video, that's fantastic. So get them, keep your videos short, because why? Because TikTok loves completion rate. When someone watches the entire video, it's like, oh, this is binge-worthy content, or this is valuable content. I'm going to keep pushing it out. So if your video is short, like 10 seconds, it's more probable that your audience is going to watch it all the way through, right? Most people have 10 seconds. Most people have 8 seconds, okay? You're not going to get a lot of value in those 8-second videos. I know. But if it's a meme, kind of, text on screen, like B-roll, that's going to help, with some music, or something thought-provoking, right? I love the kind of poll questions. You guys can do that. Like, ask your audience, put text on the screen of you doing something in the background. It could be you drinking coffee, But ask them, you know, what's your biggest struggle, or what do you need help with, or whatever that you feel that you want your audience to answer. Put a little poll on the screen and just say ABCD, you know, and put the answer in there, and people will comment. Like, that's the kind of thing you can do for 8 seconds, right? Or it's more of a nurturing 8-second video. We're just showing you playing with the kids, you know, like, hey, I enjoy this. This is my Saturday, and it's so great to not be working at my, you know, my job at the hospital as a nurse for 18 hours today. You know, like, it's that kind of content. Massachusetts, right on. Has TikTok changed a bit in the last 7 days? I have not noticed, no. Why do you say that, Matt? Okay. Beauty says, that means I need to spend more time learning about tips and tricks so that I can teach my audience. I absolutely would. And honestly, that's my claim to fame, really, is I started doing TikTok tips, and they're really great. And why? Is because they satisfy the entire algorithm. TikTok loves completion rate. So when you do a little TikTok tip, and no, you don't have to know everything. Just teach one little thing. Have a second phone, or show your laptop or your iPad, or just whatever. Something you learned quickly. In fact, you don't even have to show it. You can just talk about it, you know, that people will understand. But most likely your audience is going to be like, oh my God, I didn't know that. Thank you. Because they're beginning. And they're like, thank you. And they might comment, but they're going to watch it all the way through. So it's going to trigger the algorithm. That's really good. Most likely they're going to share it. And that's another engagement signal people use, right? A lot. They're going to be like, oh, this is great. You know, Matt needs to see this. They're going to share it. Most likely they're going to save it, because they're going to be like, oh, wait, what did she do? I'll come back later. Right? So they're going to save it. Already you hit like 3 things: completion rate, share, save. TikTok tips are awesome. I don't know why most people don't do it. I think they think, well, then I'm like a digital marketing coach, or I'm like a TikTok coach. No, you're not. You're still in the niche, and you're not doing it every day, just like once in a while, and your audience is going to appreciate it. Because again, you're building awareness, and over time, people are going to remember that. They'll be like, oh yeah, Beauty, you know, Beauty gave me that good hashtag, or she taught me how to add that sound, or she learned this one little thing. And I'm sure after being in even a week, you've learned something on TikTok. Thank you, Rob. That's going to help your audience. Okay. It doesn't have to be grand and crazy, just something simple. It's fine. And they're going to remember that later. They're like, oh yeah. So again, you're building awareness, you're building trust. They're not going to buy today, but they might buy tomorrow. Okay. So if we always come off salesy and promotional in every single one of our videos, they're scrolling on. Okay. Do you guys want to watch constantly promoting videos? No. It's about relationships. It's building memories together in a way, right? Like, you want to share your memories on TikTok, you know, share what you're doing in your pastime. What is your favorite thing to do? I love paddleboarding. I go biking. I like that kind of stuff. You can weave in the program a little bit, but generally you lead with value, or entertainment, or again, like that B-roll, just lifestyle stuff, until you gain a little more traction. Then you can be a little bit more promotional. But if you don't have that traction yet, you are not building that audience, and nobody's going to buy from you. They're just not. They need to trust you and know you first, and don't come off promotional right away. Okay? Does that make sense, guys? I did this for 6 months, and I didn't make it. I had 2 little sales until I learned how to give value. And that's what I teach in Rise and Thrive. So if you guys want to check out Rise and Thrive, this is how you do it. You go to the link at the top of my TikTok. Okay. That first link is going to take you to my stand store, right? You guys saw me earlier, but if you guys want to come check it out, it is on school. Okay. Let me scroll down for a second. There it is right there. Okay, when you click on it, you're going to be taken to, well, there's a little form there, but you're going to eventually be here. It is, like I said, Rise and Thrive is what it's called. It's on school. You can read about it. We have about 67 members, which is awesome. And every week we teach a live class. And Matt, if you're still here, Matt's going to come in and teach a little bit more about sales, which I really appreciate. And maybe Brittany might come in. You might come in. Is my logo still covering my face? Well, I'm not showing myself at this moment, but that would be cool. If you can come in, Brittany, I would love it. So what do we do there? This is what we do. We teach, again, live training every Wednesday night, content creation, branding and storytelling, SEO and algorithm, hook training, mindset, pretty much everything that maybe you're already learning or just need a little bit more support in. And if you see the kind of style that I teach, like if you go and grab my free masterclass in my stand store, Scroll down to free resources, you'll see it there. There's one on SEO, which I talked about earlier. If you find that you like my teaching strategy and how I teach and the way I teach, then come check out Rise and Thrive. I give you a little sample of how my master classes go, okay? And we bring in new professors, like my friend Laura's going to come teach. Matt, let's get that scheduled, absolutely. So Matt's going to come teach us a little bit, and it's going to be a lot of just questions and answers too. And we had Brian Brewer, guys. You guys know who Brian Brewer is? We had him 2 weeks ago. Fantastic. Well, last week, really. We just had a questions and answers this week. But amazing. Like, I want to keep bringing in more big leaders in the space, people that have a lot of information to share. That's what I want to do, because it is kind of a hub, right? It's an informational hub, so you guys can come and get the support you might need, find the things that you might need, things that might be lacking or missing in the program that you have, okay? Because I do find a lot of these programs, they don't teach you SEO, they don't teach you how to work with the algorithm, they don't really teach you how to give a lot of value, okay? They kind of just say promote and resell the program, which is, I know, ultimately what we're after. But before we can get people to buy from us, we have to get them to really like and trust us. And that takes a minute. So by giving value and helping our audience serve them first, it tends to help build that, again, trust really well. And then you end up making sales over time. We are working on sustainable income, guys, long-term success. Okay. I'm not here for the short-lived, like 1 month and then I'm gone. If that's you, maybe I'm not for you. Okay. Because this is not about that. I see that laptop screen. Okay, I don't know what was that? I'm not sure. You mentioned Laura was upcoming. Yes, Laura's going to be coming, not this week. Tom, my husband, Tom the Mod, who's on right now, he's going to be doing a little CapCut training and Canva training next Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. Again, if you guys want to jump in, come in for a week, okay? 1 week you can have for free. After that, on day 8, it's $20 a month. Oh my God. That's crazy. That's so much. It's not. $20 a month, guys. $5 a week. You spend more on coffee or whatever, pizza, whatever you ate today was probably more than that. I want to keep it really inexpensive so that you guys can come in, get what you need. Okay. If you need to cancel after a couple months, fine. But I think you'll appreciate it. I really do, because there's a lot of information in there. We're bringing in these professors and more people. And it's also affiliated, okay? So we talk about passive income. You don't even have to do the work. I do it, and everybody else does, or my professors do. You can take your affiliate link and give it to your friends, and you make $10 a month, okay? So you get 50% commission. I think that's pretty fair. It's worth every cent. Thank you, Rob. Yeah, Rob's in our community. Thank you. Hey, Star, nice to see you. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, Brian was awesome. Brian Brewer. Jules, you're so great. I love that you're here, honey. Thank you so much. Let's see if there's any other comments. I don't think so. If I missed anything, I apologize. Just re-pin it, or Tom will pin it for me and I can get back to it. But we are going over, again, why our digital products aren't selling and how to fix it. Okay, so number 9 is delivery, okay? And that's something I think a lot of us need to work on, okay? Delivery. How are you on camera? Because if you're not authentically you and you're trying too hard and you're stressed out, and I know it takes time, it's practice, okay? That's one of those things, you just have to keep doing it. It gets easier. But if you're not looking at the camera, you're looking at yourself and you're not making that eye contact, delivery is a big thing, okay? Because I know you could be giving all the tips and tricks in the world, and you're sounding of authority, and people love that, and you're leading and you're showing up. But if you don't have the right delivery and you're not looking at the camera, you're not having eye contact, it falls flat. It really does. So you gotta work on looking at the camera, right? Having some inflection in your voice. If you are using a teleprompter, I don't love them. I use one a lot, but I do it in a way that you would never know. Most people can't do it. Most people, they look like they're reading. So if you're using a teleprompter and it looks like you're reading, people are not going to connect with you, okay? So you got to practice that. That's something I can help you guys with. But watch back your videos. Watch them back and go, does this sound authentic? Does this sound like me? Am I using ChatGPT and it's writing me a script and it's not even words I would use? That's not going to sound authentic, and people can feel that through the lens, guys. Okay, they really can. So you got to make sure that you are being your natural self. Okay, don't try to be louder, don't try to be funnier than, I said, Becky. I don't know who Becky is, but you know what I mean. Anybody, it's just a random, because people, we tend to compare ourselves, and we're like, I gotta be loud and I gotta be this, and no, you don't. If you're calm and you're plain, whatever that might be that, okay? Because that's what's going to resonate with your perfect customer, okay? I want you to work on just really being yourself. How do you do that? Well, that again is practice. But again, and you hear it all the time, talk like you're talking to your best friend. It really is like that, right? You gotta, it takes a minute, because it's not natural to talk to a little green light on your phone. It really isn't. And that's where I'm saying, if you want, you can cover up the phone aspect, the actual screen, but not the camera. So you can just make sure you're making that eye contact, okay? My little tip that I do, and I say this to everybody, and I've said it a lot, is I fake laugh. Okay, not right now, I'm really laughing, but before I post content, before I hit record, I will fake laugh. Why? Because it helps my body relax. It brightens up my face, my muscles kind of relax, my eyes light up. It just gets me that more, authentic or natural appearing on camera. Okay. The other thing with acting and like with movies, that exaggerated movement that you think is like really out of the ordinary actually looks more natural on camera. So even if you have a little bit more of exaggerated movement, you move in or come in and out, that's going to actually look real. If we're too just like this and we don't move at all and we're like, that doesn't look natural either. So you want to have those natural movements and head tilts and pauses and flexions and, that kind of thing, right? It's okay to mess up. If you mess up your words, great. We want to have a little bit of mistake sometimes, because that's going to show that you're relatable. And that's going to show the girl or the guy who's just starting, like, oh my God, they totally just messed up. That's awesome. Because that's what I would do. It's going to appear relatable. That's what I like. Okay. I think I have to put my little puzzle piece together just a second. When you start doing lives, when you go 90 minutes, TikTok makes you drag a little puzzle piece to show that you're not a bot. So I just did that, and it scares Tom. I missed something. I missed it. I don't know. So do you guys have any questions about that? All right. Tabitha, I love that you're here. Thank you, honey, for coming back in. And Toro Jacobaloo. I can't say it. Anyway, I love it. Thank you for being here. I'm sorry butchering your name. Some of us have fun handles, so I appreciate it. But that's, again, so fake laughing is good, looking at the camera, and even if you have that little giggle before you post, it gets in the film recording, it looks good, right? It's like, oh, she's having a great time. That's fine. The other thing I say is, and I said this the other day, is just do a little bit, like a little clip. Like, you don't have to run through the whole thing. So you have your first, maybe you have bullet points of what you want to talk about. Okay, so you have it on a piece of paper. You can remember it a little bit. You don't have to memorize it. Okay, so you record that clip, and then, hey, Snaz, and then you put the phone down, and you look at your paper again. Okay, I want to talk about that next. Then you bring up the phone, record a little bit more, right? So you're doing pieces. And then at the end, you put them all together. So I often record outside of TikTok. I record in another, like just with my phone, or maybe in CapCut, or some other thing called Big View. There's all these type of things. And then splice it all together. You just cut them out. If you need help with that, it is in my Rise and Thrive, how to make a TikTok video. And then once you put it all together, now you have one continuous video. And then it's just easier, because I think so many people get caught up in like, I have to make one whole video and it has to go all the way through, and I messed up and now I got to start all over again. No, you don't. Just do little pieces, okay? How are you, Snez? I'm great, honey. Nice to see you. Happy Friday. I record outside of TikTok. Yeah, TikTok does like it when you record inside, and use their features for sure. But I find it doesn't make that big a difference. I haven't noticed more views or less views had I not uploaded a video. Okay, but if you're really good and you're great on camera and you can just go and, then yeah, I suggest just recording straight from TikTok. Absolutely. They have all the filters and, the green screens, whatever you want to do. Those are kind of fancy. I don't think you need to be super fancy, but it does help. People are more likely to watch those kind of videos over probably just the boring talking head. right? And we're all boring talking heads. That's just how it is. So I always say, make sure you're doing something in your video. Like my video today, I'm not always doing something, guys, but generally it's good if you can show your lifestyle while you're doing stuff. Like this video, I have the sound down, but I just posted this earlier, but you can see that I'm doing laundry, I'm hanging out with you, I'm in my room, you know, that kind of thing is going to help you look more natural too, because it's authentic. It's what moms do, or dads. It's, you know, family life. And so that kind of content is going to help make you relatable, right? I like to ride my bike. So a lot of times you know, you see me, everyone's like, don't crash. I didn't go long, like 5 seconds, but I had my phone, you know, maybe I'm up on the hill, like you can see what I'm doing. These are just little memes, right? Those work. That kind of stuff, right? So again, I'm talking about delivery a little bit, because your delivery makes a big difference when you're on TikTok, okay? And people need to work with that because it is, you got to stand out. How are you standing out, right? Again, I'm not trying to make you be someone else, be yourself, but get good at delivery, okay? If you need to do public speaking lessons, then do that. And, you know, I think a lot of times people think, oh, I don't need to. You might. Okay, if you find that you're watching back your video and it's just not authentic, you're not, you know, you're really not speaking clearly, and yes, it takes practice. I'm okay, like messing up in the beginning is fine. But after a while, you're finding like it's just not connecting. Yeah, take a public speaking thing. There's nothing wrong with that. It might help you, right? I'm sure there's stuff online too. There's probably classes and whatnot. Okay. So I gave you a couple little tips on how to look more natural. Having the visual hook. Having something in your hand when you speak, okay? Walking and talking also is really good if you can do that. I don't want you to fall, okay? But if you can walk and talk, there's just like the mind-body connection. It just seems very fluid, very natural. It's like walking with our friends, we're having a conversation. That's really going to help you appear more natural on camera too. So anything in your hand is going to help. It's going to help make you look natural, okay? That's a little bit of that. So that was delivery. Okay. The other thing, guys, is do an account check. This is probably number 11, and we'll get on to something else. But we're going over like why our videos aren't doing well, why our products aren't selling. And this is little 10 things that I think you could do. If you find that you're not getting a lot of engagement and your videos aren't going past like 200, maybe you're stuck in like 90s, like really low, less than 100, check your account. Do you guys know how to do that? Let me know if you know how to do an account check, because what happens is sometimes our TikTok videos might get flagged and we didn't even know. Maybe we said something, and like I said, TikTok bots pick up stuff. Okay. Yeah, you know how to do it, Rob. Should I show you guys? Let me know. Put a 1 in the comments if you want me to show you how to do an account check. Okay, because it's important if you know to know how to do that. Okay, anybody out there want to do it? Let me know. If not, we'll move on. That's fine. It's all about you guys. I'm just trying to give lots of information. You guys are okay? Okay, you know how to do an account check? Rob knows how? Rob, you know how, right? I see your yes. Should I go over it? Okay, Kelsey, thank you. I just need validation. I need one more person. Okay. When you are on, let me flip my camera around. When you are on your home page, okay, you can go to TikTok Studio here, or you can do it up here with the 3-bar menu. Let's click on that and then go to TikTok Studio. Okay, it has changed a little bit. It's in a different place now, but it's up here. Okay, account check. You want to do this every so often, okay, because it's going to go through your videos to make sure nothing's flagged. And mine went really fast. I don't have any outstanding issues. That's good. And was this helpful? Yes, say yes. Okay, so go through that, and if you find that like a couple of your videos are flagged, that's going to affect your algorithm and why you're not getting pushed out. So go check your account every so often, okay? Especially if you find a video that's like really low, like less than 100 views, it might have outstanding issues. Okay, so if that happens, you can appeal it. If you find also that it's something that you think they said it's restricted, but maybe, or you find a video you're worried about a video, you can hide it from your audience, okay? The way you do that, you don't want to ever delete a video, okay? Don't ever delete a video, guys, because TikTok doesn't like that. But what you can do is you can hide it from your audience. So how do you do that? You go to your 3 dots, okay? And then you go over to, privacy settings, okay? Click on that. And then here it says who can watch your video, everyone, or friends or only you. Okay, so if you want to hide your video, toggle that one on, only video or only you. And that way it's not going to show in your feed. It's only going to show up for you. And that's a good way to hide something if you find it was, maybe flagged or you don't want it affecting your algorithm. Okay. Okay, let me look at this question or comment. Okay, hi Ishri, your digital success. I have very low views and I'm 6 months and my account is in good standing. Not sure why. Okay, Ishri, what time did you come in on my live? Because I went over a lot of stuff today, and there's lots of factors that could be playing a role in that. It's not just one thing. Okay, so are you promoting a digital marketing program? Because I have a feeling if you're very, very low, you're probably not optimizing your videos, meaning you don't know how to do SEO, which is fine. I understand. Most people don't know how. But I teach a masterclass and it's free. You can grab it in my Stan store when you click on that first link and you scroll down to free resources. There's a masterclass on how to do proper search engine optimization. Is that going to get you out of low views? It's not entirely, but it's going to help you get on the right track so that over time, TikTok knows how to index or categorize your videos. So eventually it will be landing more on the For You page and more people will be able to see it. Most likely your videos aren't being indexed, so TikTok doesn't know what you're about. You want TikTok to know what you're about. You want TikTok to categorize your videos, okay? Did you hear your categorization when you're at the top of your video? Okay, most likely your video probably says something like this. Let me just move over. Ishri, does at the top of your videos, do they say just this, find related content? Okay, because that means they've never been indexed, or maybe they were and now it's gone. But if you really do want your videos to have some kind of categorization or indexing, we call it, because that means TikTok knows where to put you. It knows how to send you out. So when people are searching for digital marketing, you're more likely to land in front of them instead of someone else who doesn't know how to do proper SEO. Okay, so it's very important that you guys know how to do that. And anybody who says that SEO doesn't matter, they don't know. Okay, I actually have been selling online for over 20 years. I sell physical products, and I understand that every algorithm or every platform has its own algorithm. Okay, so it is very important. Okay, good, you're gonna check. Awesome. Yeah, go watch that and take your time, like pause, rewind, whatever. Okay, because there's a lot of content in there to understand. It's not hard, but you got to learn how to do it, and it's going to help over time. Okay, but no, it's not going to change everything overnight. This proper SEO takes a minute. Okay, give it a couple weeks, give it a month. Then you're going to see over time that at least TikTok knows what you're about, what your content is about. Don't keep jumping around from all these different types of, hopefully you're just promoting one thing right now. If you keep promoting all these different things, like you're doing subscription business and then you're doing SEO or attraction, what am I trying to say? Digital marketing programs, and then you're doing UGC. Like, it's too many things, and that could be affecting your algorithm as well, because TikTok's like, I don't know, she's all over the place. I would create separate accounts. If I'm doing UGC, user generated content, I would have a different account for that. I'm kind of thinking now too, if you're doing the subscription business, I think you should do a different account for that too. Keep your digital marketing separate. Okay, you're promoting one. Okay, good. Yeah, I mean, it could be a consistency thing. How often are you showing up? Are you going live? Is your content valuable? Are you helping your audience? If you're just kind of promoting all the time, which is kind of what we're taught, just talk about the program and how awesome it is, and everyone's going to make money, and everyone's going to be financially free, and blah. People have heard it a million times. It's kind of scammy. It's kind of salesy. That could also be affecting it, because TikTok really doesn't want to be being commercials all the time. They want original content. So we have to be more crafty in our messaging and in our hooks and how we present ourselves. All right. A lot of things can be going on, so I can't really get into all of it. I post 3 times a day and I'm trying to go live, but so nervous to go live. Okay. I give you a script and you don't need the script, but I do give you a whole guideline on how to go live and the settings to do in my Rise and Thrive. We can go over it today if you guys want. But I know it is a little nerve-wracking when you go live first. I get it. But have someone that Ishri, I hope I'm saying your name right. I apologize if I'm not. Have someone your friends, in your space that can come in and ask you the questions that you know you can answer, okay? Because that's going to help with your live. Anytime people start engaging with your live right away and commenting, that's going to help push you out, okay? And that's going to help build your algorithm too. So have people that come in and comment for you. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, because most likely your audience has those questions too, but they're not asking them. So you ask, like what I'm doing today, I'm just asking them for you all because I know you guys are thinking it. That's fine. Have an outline of what you want to talk about. What I often do is give some kind of value first. So if you've been in the space now for 6 months, you've surely learned something. So go through what you feel your audience might need, and you can ask them, like, what do you guys need help with, right? And maybe that first one you can be like, okay, next live I'm gonna cover that, you know. But have that like kind of bullet points on your screen behind you or whatever that you can look down quickly so that you have a guideline, okay, what you want to talk about. The other thing is you can play games. You can get people to play games. I have a leadership card game. Do I have it here? It's kind of buried, but it's just like words on cards, and I'll tell my audience to pick a number, and they're like 1 through 38, and they'll pick that number, and I'll read what the card says. It's just a leadership word, like, I don't know, integrity. And it's just kind of maybe what they need to hear, especially in digital marketing, you know, leading with integrity. Just little fun games like that. You can ask your chat GPT, what can I do in a live that makes it a little bit more engaging, but definitely calling out everybody that comes in, like Bill here. Hi, Bill. Nice to see you. Okay, that kind of thing. When people come in, give a little sound effect. You can do that. I know that's a little tricky. You don't have to, but calling out people, they always love it. My people can't comment on my live. Don't know what is wrong. That is strange. Okay, I think you need to go into your settings, probably in your live settings, and you probably have it toggled off that they can't leave comments. Okay, so let's do that right now. Do you want to do that? Let's fix that right now. Let's see if we can go in and do it. I think we can. Okay, so I'm gonna flip my camera around again. Do you guys find this interesting? Put a 1 in the comments if this is helpful. Okay, we're gonna help Tess here. Tess, you need help going live and maybe people can't comment. Let's just see, okay? So here's how we go live. We push the plus sign, right? And I think I can do it even though I'm not going live yet. Okay, there I am going live. You're gonna get to your, you see this? You're gonna see settings. Go on your settings and let's make sure your comment settings, click on that. Make sure it's on, allow comments, okay? So if you have that toggled off, they're not gonna be able to make comments. Toggle that on, okay? Filter comments, make sure that is also on, okay? Potentially unkind comments, make sure those are on, okay? Go through your settings. Blocked keywords, this is good. Click on that. You can put anything in here that you don't want people, you know, spamming on your live. So I put the little word at, the little at symbol, because people come in and they'll say, go follow me at blah, blah, blah. They're trying to get you people off your live. I put in the little poo emoji, scam, pyramid, you know, those kind of words that you think people might say. You can put those words in and list it. And TikTok will make sure those words don't get said, you know, in the comments, okay? So that's a good thing to check. Blocked keywords, star comment. I don't really know what that means. Okay, allow star comments. Okay, I think so. Allow viewers to send star comments. Sure. Like, go through that. Okay, but that's probably why you're not able to get comments on your live. Okay, it's just because your settings weren't set up right. Was that helpful? Yeah, so that's all you got to do. Go through all the settings though when you're doing a live, and that's part of my content today if you guys want to do it. Because I think we could do that. What do you guys have questions with? Let me know in the comments. Like how to get more engagement on your lives, how to get more engagement on your videos. Which one do you want? You're welcome, Tess. And this is what I do. So that's the other thing. Give value during your lives is for a little while, maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, then take a little commercial break. Okay, that little commercial break, it's like the test show. That little commercial break is when you promote your product, okay? That way, you're not just promoting the entire live. That's what I do. I give you guys value, and then I'm like, come check out Rise and Thrive. Very casual. You guys can come or you don't have to. I'm not giving you hype marketing. I'm not counting down, okay, you have 3 seconds to buy my program. I'm not giving urgency. I'm not giving scarcity. Like, oh, you only can buy it today, you know, gone tomorrow. And then here I am tomorrow saying the same thing. I don't do that because that's all BS marketing. They're just trying to get you to buy. And I would rather you build sustainable income with an audience who actually trusts you and likes you and wants to keep coming back to you over time. Okay, because you're going to see a lot of those hype marketers on lives. They'll have like 120, 600 people on a live even. They give absolutely no value. They're just constantly, I'm awesome, I'm amazing, buy from me. And then you buy from them, okay? But they have 400,000 followers. They have zero time for you. They never, if they do answer anything, it's just because they leave you a voice message on WhatsApp, but they don't actually communicate one-on-one. You know, they're on top for a reason. I get it. But again, it's awesome that they've done that. And I'm not throwing shade, okay? It's just a different type of marketing. And I don't teach that kind of marketing. My marketing is more of a, again, slow roll, true attraction marketing. I don't do hype, scarcity, or that kind of FOMO, fear of missing out. I don't do that. I don't like it. If you like it, go for it. But you'll see the same person doing the same thing again tomorrow. And it's like, oh, you only can do it today, yet they do it again tomorrow. It's not really FTC compliant either. And a lot of people do that and they say it's fine, but I wouldn't. I want to be here for the long haul. If you guys want to be here for the long haul like me, then yeah, check out Rise and Thrive. Why? Because it teaches foundational marketing strategies without the hype, without the scarcity, without the FOMO. It's actually giving value and helping your audience. Like if you found any value from me today, this is what I do. And this is how you can sell products. Okay. It takes a minute. You're not going to be the expert. Nobody's ever the expert, but you can share a little bit of what you've learned in the program. You can share a little bit of what you've learned so far. And after you've been in the space for a while, like God, 6 months, you know stuff. Okay. You just do. And you're going to help people that are just starting. Because the people who are buying from you are people who are most likely just starting and they need help, right? How do you get people into your email list? I'm struggling with that. Okay, do you just have a capture page? Is that what you have? Like you might have Legacy. A lot of people have Legacy. Again, great program, great for starting out. I like that. It's a done for you system, you know, email campaign, awesome, really, really great. Okay, you do. So what I would suggest is make sure that you have something to give away. Do you have a guide when they put their email in that triggers the email campaign, but that first email, like here's my blueprint or whatever, you're giving something away. Okay, make sure you do that. The other thing is I would create content around special little tools that I could give away. This is one of these great questions. In fact, we'll just get into it. How do you stand out when everyone else is selling the same product, right? When 55,000 other people are selling the same thing, how do you stand out? Okay, so I would, give away something for free. Take an extra step, okay? Because everyone else is just depending on their automated email. And they're like, it's gonna do the job and I don't have to do anything. Well, how's that working out? It's not, right? How can you change it up? What can you do in your content that's going to make you stand out? So can you create a little free PDF? Can you create a free little tool? Something ChatGPT could create for you. Something that you found challenging that now you've kind of mastered or you figured it out that would help your audience, and then create content around that. Listen, if you guys need a free tool, I'll stick to the end because I have it for you. It's going to help you start today, whatever it is. I'm making it up. But that's going to be like, people are like, oh, awesome. I want that. Okay. And they're going to type, comment ready, and they comment ready or whatever. And then you can say, listen, go grab it. It's in my, you put your email in. That first email, you're going to get it. Okay. So you can change the free tool every day if you want. You can change it on your, hopefully you understand System.io enough that you can go in and change the attachment on that first email. If you want, I can show you how to do that. Hi, Becca. Nice to see you, honey. I'm here. I'm live. Thanks for coming in. Okay, so that's something you can do. Offering free Zoom calls. Okay, also, most digital product sellers, thank you, honey. They smell so good. Most digital product sellers do not want to go out of their way. It's called sales are in the inefficiencies. Most digital product sellers don't want to do Zoom calls. I would tell them in my content, in a video, listen, I will do a free Zoom call with you. If you want, I will help you set it up. I will show you the back office. I will help you get to your first sale, right? That shows that you're in it for them. I would do that. That's a way how to, position yourself as somebody different, right? What's another thing you can do? Yeah, free tools, I always say it's kind of like the samples at Costco. Give them a free something. Show them what you're about, okay? Because when you give a free tool, then they're more likely to put their email in and you can capture a lot of leads, okay? I have Stan Store, and what I do, and I really liked when I switched to Stan Store. You don't have to do this. Like I said, you can add free product to every email in your campaign, and you probably have 30 emails, right? So every day they could be getting another tool or product. I would try to also change up your email so it's not copy and paste like everybody else. Make sure it's truthful, that it actually applies to you and that you're not lying, because a lot of these emails kind of lie because it's marketing, and I don't like that. It's not of integrity. Okay, it's not going to resonate with you. Have a little logo. If you can build a logo, make one in Canva. Have that at the top of your newsletter or your email campaign so they know it's you. Have your picture, the same picture of your TikTok, at the bottom of your email. Okay, I don't know if they teach that in Legacy, but that's going to help too. Help you stand out. Not that it's going to capture more emails, but this is ways to stand out. But like why I love Stan Store is because I can give away free product. Right? So again, you can do it in your email campaign, but if you have Stan Store or beacons, guys, offer free stuff. They're called lead magnets. People get your lead magnet for their email. So you give them something for free, like my SEO masterclass, okay? Then you know exactly what I'm about and how I teach. Here's a video. What is this one? TikTok optimization checklist, okay? Your essential checklist to grow, engage, and shine with purpose. You guys, these are all free. This one's really good for ChatGPT prompts. I give you a really great kind of engineered for the digital marketer if you guys want to grab that. So that's how I would get emails. Like I would get like 40 email leads a day, because when I went live, I would give value, okay? And then I'd be, listen, go grab my free tool on ChatGPT prompts. Like I'd talk about it a little bit and then everyone would go get it, right? Because I gave it away for free. So now I have a big email list, right? So with your Legacy, you're going to have to be a little different in the sense that you're going to have to add something to your email campaign, every other day or whenever, or you can change it, okay? Yes, TikTok audit checklist. That's a good one. I have that. You guys can grab that. It's actually, it's in my Rise and Thrive, okay? You guys, like I said, you can come check it out. Come join for a week, 7 days for free, okay? Download everything. Excuse me. Sorry, it's my coffee. Download everything you need. Okay, there's like 6 or 7 master classes. I've got all the ChatGPT prompt type things in there to train your GPT. I've got all the PDFs, anything you might need. Come in for a week, grab it all. I doubt you'll want to leave though, because we have a lot of great guests that come every week. Well, twice a month, I'd say we have a guest speaker. We have different professors teaching. I have a lot of South Africans in there, and our own Latasha Deploy, I think I'm saying it right. She's going to be teaching a little bit in Afrikaans. So that's really helpful because I know a lot of you are there and it's like the time zone is different and maybe it's not your first language. She teaches a lot of these foundational marketing strategies as well, and some mindset training. We're going to be bringing in more sales psychology. We're going to be bringing in a lot more things for you guys, okay? We started in March of this year, end of March, or just so a few months, and we're up to like 67 people. Really great. So you get your questions answered, okay? These are things that I do, and this is what I help you guys with, because I want you to understand that there are ways to be successful in this space without just promoting all the time, right? Building your brand, that's why it's uplift your brand or uplifting your brand, building a real sustainable brand, something that people are going to come back to, something that people want to, really learn from and keep and support you, because you've now built an audience. That's what it's about. Okay. Hi, Amy, here from South Africa. Awesome. Hi, Trish. Thank you for coming in. It's probably getting late for you. It's probably bedtime, but it's Friday party, right? Hey, Breed Digital Business, thank you. Rave, hi, did you get back on, Rave? Rave, it happened to me yesterday too. Yesterday I was doing a live and I was really just teaching about hashtags, and TikTok like shut me off. I was like, what? Same thing, like frauds and scams. I'm like, seriously? I appealed it and right away they accepted it or approved it. But that's what I'm saying, guys. It's bots. A lot of times it's bots. They're just listening, and there's probably certain keywords. Maybe it's because I said millions and money. I don't know. But whatever. I'm not going to do it again. But it happens. So don't get frustrated. Just appeal stuff a lot of times. Sometimes our videos get flagged, and it has nothing to do with, you're not being intentionally scammy. It's just, again, it's a bot. So try to appeal the videos, and most likely they'll be okay. Okay? So do you guys, okay, what else can we do? As how do you stand out as a digital product seller? These are other things you can do. Focus on your branding, right? Again, having the logo, you can do colors and fonts. I mean, that's getting a little bit, far into it. You don't have to be all that. But having something that's going to help you stand out. Having a catchphrase, right? 22 hours in South Africa. Yeah, okay, so it's pretty late, 10 o'clock. So a catchphrase, something that's sticky, something your audience is going to want to repeat, right? Real content, real results. I don't know. There's alliteration there. But my whole thing was like, it's never too late to uplift your game, or it's never too late to uplift whatever. That was my thing, because I am Uplift with Amy. So I chose a name that doesn't kind of pigeonhole me into any kind of program, because I'm here to, uplift whatever you're working on, uplift your coach, with your life. I could do coaching, I could do with finance. It doesn't matter. I'm kind of an umbrella. And I actually think that works well because, one, it's really easy to remember, it's easy to spell, and it doesn't put me into one program. Okay, so you can change your name if you need to, but coming up with a name that's easy like that is going to be helpful. Having a little catchphrase, that's also going to help you stand out. Something that you do that's going to make you different from everyone else. You could have merch made. Okay, if you want to do a little print on demand, have a couple t-shirts made. So when you make your videos and your lives, you're always wearing your t-shirt. I've seen a couple of people do that. Or a hat, right? That's going to help you stand out. People are going to be like, oh, that's that girl. Oh, it's that person, right? Having a recognizable hook, like a visual hook, like I always have my coffee, right? Right, Becca? She's like, don't spill your coffee. Something in your videos that makes you unique, but it's you. Right? So I always have my colorful mugs, like 80-90% of my videos, I've got my coffee mug in my hand. You had to appeal a B-roll. Yes. I know, it's so silly. I think they just really, cracking down a little bit, but if you, most likely, I've never had one not be approved is what I'm saying. Cause I know I'm fully compliant. So just have them appeal. So many fake accounts. I think that's it too, right? I've got a ton of fake accounts, guys. Okay. Not by me, but by my fakers. It happens. And I don't know why, if they really want a good platform, why don't they not allow that? Honestly, that's my opinion, but you'll go in and you'll block people and you'll report them, and TikTok will be like, oh yeah, totally fine. They can totally copy everyone's content. It's fine. No big deal. You're like, what? How is that possible? So I don't know why, but yeah, I have a lot of fakers. So make sure that, it's really me. How do you know? Okay, I'm going to show you. Okay, it came back all good. That's awesome, Trish. Okay, how do you know it's the real person? Mostly fakers can't do these kind of covers. Okay, so if you go on somebody's profile and you see that they don't have covers, that's a good tell. They also can't, you'll also see that the video counts are all posted like the same day. So like if you were to go in and it says, sorry, it went so fast. Hang on. Okay, pause. Okay, do you see how it says 1 hour ago? Like they'll all say like 1 day ago, like every video. There's no way somebody can post like 80 videos in 1 day, right? That's another tell. Or they all kind of have the same similar view count, okay? But my sure tell is, guys, I don't misspell Uplift, and I know how to spell my name, and I don't misspell with, okay? There's no underscores. I only have one account. It's not Uplift with Amy 5 or 2F, so just double check the spelling. That's another way. They also can't go live, so that's how you know. And I'll never talk to you on WhatsApp. Like I'll never say, let's go talk on WhatsApp or Telegram. Okay, so if somebody comes in and they say they're me and they're like, hey, I saw you were on my live, I hear you're into digital marketing, let's exchange ideas, or let's go over to WhatsApp because I have some great things there for you. That's not me, and most likely it's nobody else that is really them. It's fake accounts. Okay. Okay, Trish says, I did my profile audit this week, blocked over 50 followers. Awesome. It's fine. I think you can block up to 50 a day. You don't want to block too many a day because TikTok can kind of flag that. But I think 50 the week, that's fine. That's good. Good job. You don't want people following you that are probably not going to buy from you. And it's just the nature of the beast, guys. You got to keep your algorithm kind of clean, especially when you're new and you're trying to gain that traction. Don't be buying followers, okay? Don't do grow rooms and don't do follow trains either. That's not going to help you in the long run because those people are not going to buy from you. And then TikTok just now thinks that, it's fine to push your content to anybody in the world. Okay? You're back, Snez. Yay. I'm still here. Thanks for coming back in. So let me know. Okay, so we kind of went over how do you stand out as a digital product seller? How do you do that? Share your story for sure. But what are you sharing about the program? It's okay to give a little bit away, right? You're not giving away the farm, but share something that you've been learning that's exciting to you. People are going to appreciate that. What excites you about the program? Focus on the branding, having the catchphrase, those kind of things. Let's see if I did put some stuff in my notes here. Offering Zoom calls, giving away free stuff. Remember, if you were here earlier and Brittany was on, I was talking about making recipes for the busy mom, right? Yeah. And I talk a lot. Sorry, you had a customer. That's great. That's awesome. Hi, Lily. Nice to see you. Thanks for coming in. So and I love sharing my story about Paulette, and I share this one a lot. If you guys know Paulette, she's rooted in growth here on TikTok. She does gardening. Her whole business is on gardening now. It's awesome. But she sells a lot of digital products through this business of gardening because she'll be on her live and she'll be doing gardening and she attracts a lot of people because it's very original. And then she'll be like, by the way, if you guys want to start a business, I've got this great program and blah, 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 blah. And she'll sell like 3 legacies, in a week. It had nothing to do with digital marketing. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. It's like you can actually promote yourself in other ways and then casually bring in the digital marketing program because people are following you for you first. They love that she's into gardening and she's just, motivational. And she's like, you know what? I've been doing this and, I can sell these programs and it helps me pay for my gardening and it's really awesome. Why don't you check it out? That's a great end. That's a great lead. And she does very well. Yeah, isn't that amazing? And that's what I'm talking about. That's true attraction marketing. So bringing in your passions. What do you like to do? What do you like to cook? Do you have a favorite pastime? Show us that stuff. Teach us a little bit about that. And then bring in the program, right? And people are like, well, isn't that going to mess up my algorithm? Not if you keep the words that you say, the weighted words, the majority of the, make money online type of thing in your videos, okay? That way the algorithm still knows how to index you. But you could show, it's called nonverbal cues, right? A video, like a meme of me riding my bike, or me yesterday or the other day, I'm on the floor putting my ankle weights on because I'm going to work out. I didn't even talk, but you could see that I was doing something. It's like, oh, she likes to exercise. She likes to work out. That's enough. That's enough nonverbal cue that's going to be like, she's into fitness, Again, that stuff works. It doesn't always have to be just you and a talking head in front of a plain wall. That's boring. Okay. Does that make sense? I hope so. Okay. Here's another question. You guys ask questions if you want. This is why I'm here. But I'm going to ask them for you because a lot of people ask these ones to me. Do I have to show my face to make this work? Okay. Can I stay anonymous and still build trust and make money? Yes. You don't have to show your face. So no, you don't have to show your face. However, I do find that it takes longer, okay? But you could do a lot of voiceovers, right? You can do value content and story-driven posts without showing your face. You can show the side of your face or the back of your head. It still shows that it's someone, and that's fine. And you can say, listen, I'm a faceless account. But as long as you're giving value and helping and maybe voiceover, it's going to show that it's really you. But I do think it takes longer. That might be my own opinion. Some people are really focusing a lot on these AI avatars, and I think they're fun. They're cool, but people know that it's not really you. So I would say mix it in a little bit. Have some AI avatars, that's fine, but make sure once in a while it's you showing up so that people know it's a real person. I think that's important. Okay. Yeah. Okay, do you guys let me know if you have any questions. I also have guys wanting me to join on my live. Do you keep blocking as their request? Yeah, I just had this dude like 5 times and I kept saying decline, 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 and it kept coming up. Just decline it. I know. I think sometimes they just are messing around. Just decline it. It's kind of a pain, but he stopped. He went away. Sorry, dude. Right? Oh, let's go. You guys want some help with lives or with just video engagement? What do you guys think? Let me know. I know, so annoying, right? Let me know in the comments. Like, when's the best time to go live? I think you can look at your stats and see when your audience, like mine says 2 o'clock. But honestly, guys, I think depending on where you are in the world, I think going on in the evening is probably the best, between 7 and 9, like when people are home from work, right? Saturday and Sundays, like between 1 and 3, maybe at night. Those are probably going to be good. But check your engagement. Everybody's different. Check your analytics, okay? Becca, do you use social media management software to drive traffic? I don't even know what that means. To use social media management. Why is my brain not clicking on that, Becca? That sounds so like official. I use social media to drive traffic, yes, but management software, would that be something that posts for me? I don't, if that's what you're talking about, because I know there are things that can integrate into the platform. I don't have any of that. Is that what you're talking about? Well, yeah, I don't even know what Hootsuite is. Tell us more. What is Hootsuite? Does it integrate with TikTok? Because I have seen other things, like a long time ago, there was something called, oh gosh, I can't remember the name of it now. And it would post for me, and it was really cool. But it was mostly integrated with Facebook, I think. Maybe Instagram too. Yeah, I can post multiple. Okay, awesome. Let's write that down. I'm going to check that out because I'm interested in that. And I think a lot of people are. I think a lot of people want to, batch their content, which I think is smart, and free up time, right? Because that's what we all want, right? We all want time freedom. So thank you, Becca. I love it. Okay, I'm going to write this down. Hootsuite. Have you guys heard of that? Put a 1 in the comments if you guys have heard of Hootsuite. Okay, I'm going to definitely check it out. You haven't used it in years. Okay, so it's an older thing, but that's cool. There's probably a lot of new ones too. There's a lot of new ones. Hey, Fiona, how are you? Nice to see you. There are others that are more budget friendly. Okay, yeah. I can't, the one that I had is so on the tip of my tongue, and I can't remember what it was, and it would do stuff like that. It would post my stuff for me. It was awesome. Okay. And they now have ones that integrate AI. Cool. Yeah, AI is here, guys. It's not coming, it's here. AI is now. So learning how to work with AI, and don't be afraid of it. When you know how to use it correctly, it can be used well and in your favor, okay? We all use our chat GPTs, but there are other things now that are creating like amazing stuff. Like, I know my friend wants to do a whole AI avatar and like never even make a video. I mean, I kind of think that's cool, but again, I still think that you lose a lot of personality or a little bit of the authenticity. So that's why I say make sure it's mixed in with your real self. Hi, Jules, you're back. What's up? Come back in. Come back in, honey. Let me know if there's questions, guys. Let me know. Come check out Rise and Thrive too, because that's going to help you guys, especially if you are struggling or you just need a little more help with your content, wanting to learn that SEO, right? If you want a little more engagement on your lives or on your videos, and it's important that you know how to do that. Good night, Trish. Thanks for coming in. Have a good weekend. I don't know if I'll be on tomorrow. I might be. Hey there, Rob and Linda. Is it Rob or Linda? I don't know who's on because I see both of your pictures and I don't know which one's which one's in here, but thank you for coming in. They're my neighbors. They're like one city over. It's Rob. Hi, Rob. How are you? We've been going over a lot of stuff today that just really is about helping those who are struggling, people who are making content but they're not converting, and content that's getting no leads or engagement or sales, and you're just like stuck. This is what I go over because a lot of people have these questions, and I have kind of the top 10 questions, how to get more engagement on my videos, right? If you're finding that people are just falling off after 5 seconds, we need to work on that hook, right? That hook has to be something that's not salesy, and it has to be more value driven. It has to kind of get people, it could be like a bold statement, I can share a little bit about that. Or it could be like a problem solution type of hook. That's usually the hooks that do really well. Like the hooks that I'm like, listen, this is why your digital products aren't selling. This is how you fix it. Like something like that. But that, I know that's kind of more coachy as far as digital marketing, but you can come up with hooks that are better than just, hey, how would it feel to quit your 9 to 5? Like really talk to your target market, right? Like, listen, if you're a stay-at-home mom like me and you've got 3 kids and you are so busy, I finally figured out something that is going to help you, create that little extra income on the weekends. I don't know. It's something that's going to really hit home is what those kind of hooks are that's going to attract your target market. Okay. You can get even niche down even further, like stay-at-home moms, 4, I used to say like broke mom of 3 or once broke mom of 3. That really hit home for a lot of people. It was fast. It was quick. I didn't have to get into this big, long story. People knew what I was about right away. Okay. Make sure you have your call to actions in there. I'm doing great, Rob. Thank you for coming in. I'm working on Linda's site. Awesome. Yeah. Rob and Linda and I were all in Mastering Online Profit together, which was an amazing program. So I have a lot of friends. I love to see the site. Let me know when it's done. Nabisa Monnier. How's the marketing going? It's going good. How's the market going now? Like for digital marketing, it's great. A lot of people do really, really well. And those who do well inspire us, right? But most of us kind of tend to spin our wheels. And that's why I come in. And really help you learn the foundational marketing strategies. So there's really no guesswork, and it's not theory. It's really like what works, like knowing SEO, those search engine optimization, how to get your videos optimized for the TikTok search engine. That's what it is. Understanding how to hit your target market, understanding how to talk to your target market, that kind of thing, how to work with the algorithm. Okay. So there's not a lot of guesswork. It's strategy. That's what I teach. I teach strategy. The other 95% is a lot of mindset for sure. You have to want this, guys. If you're finding that you are not passionate about this, it's going to run dry, right? And I know we go ups and down. That's the nature of this business. It's normal, peaks and troughs. So it's like, if you're not going to quit or you feel like you're quitting, you want to quit, what are you going to do at that moment? What are you going to do in that trough time, right? How are you going to keep going? So that's why I say, take a break if you need to, take a week, reevaluate, look at some of these different strategies, look at your data. What is your data telling you, right? That's where I come in. Okay. So if you need help, you can come check it out for a week or just reach out to me. Okay. So my value for you today, my value proposition, here's what I'll say. If you join Rise and Thrive today, I will give you a free Zoom call with me. I will do a little audit on your account. I will give you some clarity, some guidance, whatever you need to help you get back on track. Okay, because I don't want you giving up yet. I know a lot of people feel burnt out, and it might just be a little bit of a tweak that you need. Maybe you were learning a little bit more sales marketing instead of attraction marketing, and maybe there's some stuff in here that I can kind of help you pivot and turn things around a little bit. Okay. So let me know that's my proposition for you, or that's my value for you today. If you join today, I will personally do a Zoom call with you all. Okay. So yeah, let me know if there are any other questions, guys. Come check us out for a week if you need. It's free for a week. After, just if you don't want to stay in, make sure on day 7 that you cancel, because on day 8 you will be charged $20 a month. I know, crazy. But you can cancel anytime. Okay. So come in, join for the month. Come learn from me and other professors in there. We do teach, like I said, foundational marketing strategies. We teach, like I said, the SEO. You can grab that for free right now, you guys. The masterclass is in my Stand store under free resources. Okay, we do the algorithm. In fact, let's just pull up our core elements, and then I will probably sign off. I'm getting a little bit tired. Okay, here we go. what I teach in here, okay? Definitely true attraction marketing. That's something you guys probably aren't learning from your programs. It's not just about promoting the program. It's about really serving your audience first, okay? I teach you optimization, right? How do you optimize? How do you get found on TikTok? It does go hand in hand with SEO. I teach you guys how to do that. Working with the algorithm. It's very important that you understand, because there's a strategy behind that too. Okay, having proper CTAs and hooks, very, very important. Ones that aren't salesy and ones that aren't hypey, not leading with income. I teach you guys how to do that. Leading with income, I know, works really well. However, it's not sustainable over the long run. Because seriously, like, let's say you haven't made sales in a little while, and that's all you depended on was like your sales receipts. You want to make sure people are liking you for you, not because you've been making money every day, okay? So that's why I'm like, I wouldn't do that, because every once in a while, I understand it's good to show social proof. But if you're relying on that income to sell your program, you're missing out. That's not attraction marketing, that's sales marketing, and we don't want that, okay? And we work on connection and growth, okay? Sustainable long-term growth. That's what you're gonna learn in Rise and Thrive, and that's what I teach, okay? So that, if you guys want to check it out, come check it out. And I will definitely be live again next week. Let's see if I missed anything. When are you normally live? Tess, I was going live very consistently for like 9 months, every day at 11 a.m. Because I started Rise and Thrive, and because I have another business, I have gotten a little more lax with when. I don't schedule it as much. However, I would strongly suggest, if you're new, scheduling your lives is important. And I show you guys how to do that. If you need help, I can show you right now. But generally, I go around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I might try some evening ones, but I'm trying to go live at least 2 or 3 times a week. I'm no longer going every day. I was doing that, but like I said, I've got enough traction now where I have an audience, and I think I can relax a little bit. But I think in the beginning, when you are trying to build that traction and you have the ability to go live, the more you go live, the better. Do you need to go live for 3 hours? No. Do you need to go live 3 times a day? If you want to, but I don't think that's necessary. I think if you can, again, consider the slower roll, and I know that may not be what you want to hear, because everyone wants to make 10K like last month. Consider the slower roll though. Like, take your time, build the sustainable income, let your audience find you. That's what true attraction marketing is anyway. People come to you. You don't have to go chase them, right? So let that build over time. You know, going live consistently when you can, once a day, once every other day, keep it a schedule. That's great. Okay. But yeah, right now I do not have a schedule. Okay. You're very welcome, Ishri. I think it's Ishri. All right. And thank you, Tess. Hey, Angie, nice to see you. I'm just wrapping up. So guys, thank you again. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. I will see you next week. And maybe if I go live this weekend, you'll see my little round red circle. Okay. Must you go live at the same time per day? It depends on your schedule. I think it's helpful when you are consistent, especially again, when you're beginning and building traction. That's what I did. I would go consistently every single day. I didn't go on the weekends, but every day at 11 a.m. And I think that's helpful. Why? Because it's like your TV guide, you know, like the TV guides, remember? Or on your TV now, you guys can see the time, the schedule. Like, people appreciate that. They'll be like, oh, I missed today, I can go tomorrow. Like, it does help build that audience. So the more consistent you can be, even if it's not every day, but it's the same time every other day, it is helpful. Okay? Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful weekend. If you need to contact me, you can email me or just DM me here on TikTok. You can come join, like I said, for a week for free. Come check it out. Grab all the master classes. Go grab the freebies in my Stan store. Okay, so you click that link at the top of my TikTok. Definitely go scroll down to the free resources. Watch the free masterclass. Okay, you're going to get a taste of what I do and how I do it. And if you like it, come join us, right? Grab the TikTok optimization checklist, and definitely grab the script secret for success. It's a ChatGPT really engineered prompts that are going to help you with content and ideas. I mean, you don't have to write a script, but it'll give you a lot of great ideas. Okay. Bye, Becca. Thanks, you guys. All right, guys, have a wonderful weekend. Talk to you soon. I'm still here.